on to you, Aquarius out here. Hope y'all are having a great day. So, you Aquarius have the Temperance, the Ace of Swords, and you Aquarius have the Four of Wands. I'm using my Mermaid Tarot deck. So, all right, so interesting. Okay. Yeah, okay. All right. So for you single Aquarius, a lot of you are using your patience as far as not really being in a real hurry to get with anybody, because you Aquarius understand that a lot of people will act like they are a good match for you, but in reality, they're really not. They're just waiting on you to actually get comfortable so that they could start playing their little stupid games with you. And a lot of you Aquarius obviously don't want that. So the temperance, so the temperance is about patience. It's about, yes, being merciful and everything like that, and learning how to be more merciful the correct way, right? The wise way, in the sense that a lot of you Aquarius, are learning that, you don't really have to participate with a person for a very long, extended amount of time, right? So if they are not necessarily the right one for you, you Aquarius don't have to stick around. You don't have to be there with them, right? You don't have to have them in your life. You really can stay away from them. So the thing is that the Ace of Swords represents you essentially you learning how to pick your battles. A lot of you Aquarius are learning that not everything, even if a person may have disrespected you, is worth it, because you're right. Not everything is worth it. Not everything is worth arguing over. The situation for you Aquarius is that a lot of you very much so want to ultimately, a lot of you want to find peace, but you have to understand that, like Libra, right? Justice, you have to establish your own peace, and establishing your own peace requires you to start kicking a little butt a little bit. Peace is not established that way, especially nowadays. Peace is not established that way. All of you are not going to agree on singing Kumbaya, my Lord, Kumbaya. So you got to be able to get your own life situated, right? And then you have the Four of Wands, which represents not being desperate or not being a sucker for trying to essentially get yourselves into a relationship, right? And ultimately, the decision that you're making here is a very good one, because people will take advantage of that. They will try to see if they can play you based upon, well, how much is it that you really want a person's attention. So the situation for you is you choosing to not necessarily be the most interested person, right, in a relationship per se, but more trying to be in a relationship with yourself, but yes, having the ability to be in a relationship, right, to where you can give and you can bring value into a person's life. It's just that you just want to find a person that you are a good match with, that has a good head on their shoulders, is a very good way about actually going about getting it. And then the situation is that then you have the Three of Cups and the Nine of Cups. For you Aquarius that are in a relationship, a lot of you Aquarius are learning a lot more wisdom. A lot of you are learning that a lot of you Aquarius are changing, right? Just in general, you're in a relationship or you're not in a relationship, you Aquarius are still changing, right? For you Aquarius that are changing, you're learning how to actually pay attention to basically how to be in a relationship, right? You're learning how to be in that. You're learning how to be in a relationship better, right? and you realize that it is completely different. It's a different animal compared to what it is that you Aquarius essentially have experienced in the past, for you new Aquarius that have gotten yourselves in a relationship. So then for you the 3 of Cups and the 9 of Cups here. This represents you Aquarius learning how to be a lot more social, right? And I'm not saying that you Aquarius are not social. What I'm saying is that you Aquarius are learning how to affect people, right? Bring emotion out of people, how to say things to them that affect them, in other words, you Aquarius are learning how to become better communicators, so that people will get a better understanding of who you actually are. And the thing is that for you, the 9 of Cups, this will kind of bring a lot of people to your side. So even if you're single, this is still a good thing, because you won't be misunderstood, right? People will have to really misconstrue the stuff that you're saying and twist it in order to, really not understand what you're saying. And this is why it is that I say that we have to learn how to become a lot better communicators, because people do take advantage of that. People do, especially nowadays with I ain't gonna say everybody, but so many people are political, and when you're moving around and moving and shaking around in life and you're trying to go on about your day, people are so politically charged. When you're not politically charged, if you say anything, people will twist it. I can't explain to you, Aquarius, how many times people have deliberately taken the things that I have said out of context intentionally. And it's like they got the battery in their back. Why are they so charged up in the first place to find something so wrong? So and what this is doing is, when these would be the same people who would delude themselves, right? Make total hypocrites of themselves, and then ask themselves or ask other people, why is it that people don't rock with them? Because they too extreme in their ideology. They're too extreme with it. So when you're able to communicate, let me show it to you. When you're able to not just learn wisdom, communicate, and learn how to make better decisions, it does upgrade your overall value of your own life for yourself, because people will find it harder to misconstrue your words. And if they do, they will be seen as people who you can't take them seriously because they're out of their mind. Because at some point, when you tell somebody what it is at some point and they do something else, you can kind of look at them and say, okay, I can't rock with you. And they'll be like, why? It's like, because I was clear with this. So the problem is you, right? That's what you Aquarius are doing. A lot of you are understanding where you are in your life. A lot of you Aquarius are understanding what it is that you need to do. How you Aquarius are understanding how to take charge, regardless of whether you're single or not, is irrelevant. A lot of you Aquarius are, you're bringing a lot more to the table, right? 9 of Cups. Also, too, the 3 of Cups, you're the center of attention right now. To those group of people, you Aquarius are the center of attention. So you Aquarius could have family that you created. You could have an immediate family, right? One that you're born into. Those people look up to you. They admire you. They definitely want to sit at the table with you, because they like the fact that you Aquarius are doing your thing. So, right? Again, a lot of you Aquarius have been doing very well. You've been doing wonderful. I mean, basically the second half of this year, a lot of you Aquarius have been doing wonderful. I can't really say that I have anything too much to complain about, really, when it comes to the Aquarius. Now, the first half of the year, it was kind of a little bit rough, because you've had your troubles with an idiot. But then the second half of this year, I want to say from June on, is when you Aquarius really started to have things going your way. And then you have the Knight of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands right here. So these two cards right here for you represents how a lot of you Aquarius, and a lot of people are not only that too, but you Aquarius, right? You Aquarius, also, not only are you making very wise decisions, right? But the Knight of Wands, the Justice, right? And then you have the Four of Cups. Yeah, the Four of Cups. These four cards represents a lot of you Aquarius in this newfound level of communication. Because see, the thing is with a lot of you Aquarius may have a lot to say. But sometimes you Aquarius may not necessarily have the vocabulary, to actually say the things that you really want to say, to express yourself in a way that you Aquarius really want to express yourselves. One thing that's very powerful that a lot of you Aquarius are also implementing too. Listen, I have to speak about what it is that I see, right? I have to speak about what the cards, the cards popping out. A lot of times people I can't stop trying to, one thing that I'm gonna go ahead and say too is that stop trying to think that I'm how do I say this, that I'm not like fair in my readings and stuff like this. I'm reading based upon, and see, that's another thing too that I can't stand. And I'm gonna have to address that, right? One thing that I can't stand is when some cards don't come out. It's not a quick fix. People don't like it. Listen, first and foremost, and let me go ahead and address this. I do not have control over what cards come out. Yo, fam, this is why it is that I have to be this way, because people and their ego is out of control. I don't control what cards come out, fam. So what that means is that whatever, listen, before I turn on the camera, I shuffle up the cards and I'm like, hey, what does such and such zodiac sign got? What do you want me to read? I'm asking the cards themselves. By the time I finish shuffling and I draw my 10 cards, I don't control what cards come out. So I'm reading the cards. You feel what I'm saying? So a lot of times people may not like the reading. Listen, I don't care, because at the end of the day, real talk, again, I don't control what cards come out. Okay? All right? I'm reading for a collective. I don't know why, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna start addressing that too. Like, again, like, the ego is huge, fam. And I'm not just talking about you, but I'm gonna have to address certain things too. So, yeah. So anyway, so for you Aquarius, right? These cards right here represents how a lot of you Aquarius are in a situation where a lot of you very much so are in a particular situation where a lot of you have to be a lot of you, basically, you're making yourselves very clear with you're making yourselves very clear with how it is that you Aquarius handle your business. And what I mean by that is that you Aquarius, essentially, if you're gonna be very clear with how you communicate. If a person doesn't like the way that you particularly communicate, then essentially it's their fault, right? Because again, they're getting into the moralism, how it is that you Aquarius communicate, right? You're learning to get better. So other people trying to tone police and stuff like this, you got to put yourself in a different position, right? They got to put themselves in a different position. You Aquarius are doing just fine, because the way that you Aquarius are growing, you're growing the way that you're supposed to be growing. And what I mean by that is You, Aquarius, are learning and growing on your own, that you have to learn how to become better communicators, right? Because you know yourself that you, Aquarius, have a lot to say and you have a lot to express. But at the same time, you may not necessarily know what is the best way to communicate it in a way where a person can understand you. So at the same time, the Justice, right, like I've been talking about, and the Four of Cups represents how you, Aquarius, are learning how to do that. So, and then the thing is, and then people will only take it personally if they have an agenda. And then you have the World card right here. So the World card right here represents how this is a situation for you where a lot of you very much so are very much so learning how to just enjoy the life that you have. This is huge, because the World also represents you learning how to protect yourself spiritually as well, and that you know, nobody is going to essentially be able to just, you know, come through, make things difficult for you. A lot of you, Aquarius, are learning that, you know, a lot of you, Aquarius, are learning that people will only mess up your life if you allow them to get so far. A lot of you, Aquarius, are learning how to be a lot more attentive to who's in your life, and that if they don't make sense to be there, then you're going to kick them out. So let's clarify some of these cards right here and then get out of here. So let's clarify the World card for you, Aquarius. You have the Nine of Swords, the Nine of Cups, the High Priestess, the King of Wands, and then you have the Three of Wands. So so look, right? So the Nine of Swords, the Nine of Cups, the High Priestess, the King of Wands, and the Three of Wands, right? So so the situation for you is that the Nine of Swords represents, to clarify the World again, who it is that you, because of the scrutiny that a lot of you, Aquarius, have had, the Nine of Cups represents as well that you, Aquarius, are learning through the scrutiny how to be better, right? Even through the scrutiny, the difficulties. And it's making you more intelligent, you know, because sometimes we need difficulties to actually propel us in a particular situation so that we can become better. So the thing is that the High Priestess, the King of Wands, and then you have the Three of Wands, right? Which represents how a lot of you, Aquarius, essentially, you know, interact with other people. You know, they're going to have to humble themselves, because the Three of Wands, you know, anybody that makes themselves seem like they're too good for you, you don't have to interact with them. You, Aquarius, you found your true love. For you single Aquarius, you good being single, you know. And like it is, I said before, big secret is that when a person comes into your life, they have to compete with your singlehood. It's not somebody else. They have to compete with the life that you're living as a single individual, to show you, even though they are in your life, and it's a little bit, and it's a lot more responsibility that the other person has to take on, it's the responsibility is still worth it because of this. You know, my life personally is amazing, even though I am single, because I ain't got to worry about people telling me about what it is that they're not going to do for me, right? I'm a loyal dude. I'm a loyal individual. You dig what I'm saying? Figuring it out. The person wants my attention. They in my way, begging. They doing all of this, this, that, the other, the third. They telling me about what they not going to do. And it's like, if you're not finna do this, you got to get out of my life, yo. Because there's no sense of you working yourself all the way to a point where you want me to give you a chance, and then you start acting like you want to play stupid. What are you doing? So that's pretty much it, my dear Aquarius. Overall, I see you, Aquarius, building and growing. So that's pretty much it for now. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Peace.